Hello, everybody. Grand Rising. Welcome to the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers. I am Sandy, and I kind of birthed this funny little concept of creating a place where people could come together and heal and be weird and explore all these cool modalities for healing. I just wanted to kind of open this up today by reminding everybody that there is a holiday weekend coming up. It's Memorial Day. And we are going to be taking a pause on our Friday night integrated recovery practice group because we need to go up to Maine and we need to take care of the chapel, the original founding chapel, where we will be having Soul Saturday on Saturday. So if you guys want to tune in, you can still find the stream on twitchtv.com/PCSM Church. You can also find us on YouTube if you follow the same handle, PCSM Church. And I think right now I would like to say hello to everybody in Facebook land. I'm going to actually switch it over so we can see the comments, Matt. Welcome, because we do this every week, and we are here with Matt for Rise Up Breathwork. And if you're here, it might mean that you want to learn a thing or two about how to slow down and about how to drop in and about how to sort of reconnect with your higher self without substances. Because this breath is with us. We carry it every single place that we go. It's free, it's accessible, and it's with us all the time. So Matt has helped me and my little nervous system here calm itself weekly, as that has become a full-time job for a lot of us. I mean, really, this world that we live in is just moving a million miles a minute. So Matt, thank you so much for always being here for me and for us. And we want to thank everybody for their support. Your monthly membership does help support this programming. And if you're interested in becoming a member, please go to pcsam.org, smash that donate button, or go over to the membership page. So we're not going to be having anything here this weekend, but Matt, you're going to come to Maine and hang out with us.
Super excited.
Yeah, we all need some outdoor time, so we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
so we've had a crazy week and crazy month, crazy year. And so I wanted to know what you have in store for me today and us.
We're gonna while we're talking about this, I'm gonna just invite everyone to grab some paper. We're gonna do a little bit of free writing today as well. So what's alive within me right now is ritual, and developing like a ritual, like in the morning and in the evening. And when we think of a ritual, like the 21-day breath challenge. So like, how's that? I know we started that a little while ago. I haven't really checked in, but
I just do it every day now. It's like the first thing I do in the morning now.
Okay.
It's like it's totally become like a habit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else do you do on top of that?
Well, it depends on the day, to be honest with you, because I have children.
Okay, right.
So my day tends to have to go with the flow in the morning. But my favorite thing to do when I have alone time and especially when the weather gets nicer, is I like to have a cup of water while I'm making my coffee, and then take my beverages outside, take my shoes off, put my feet down. Sometimes I sit with the garden, talk to the cannabis plants, kind of do a check-in with myself and try to stay off my phone. That's going to be a commitment that I'm going to make to myself this summer, actually, is I'm going to don't take offense, guys, if Sandy's not as responsive as she has been for the last 20 years, but I think I'm going to be putting my phone in that do not disturb mode.
Right. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. It's that's perfect. Like for me, I started a similar thing where I like to start off my day with a cup of coffee, but what I do is no electronics. So I just either sit outside or I just sit super quietly, and I just enjoy it for what it is. And so that's a new thing that I'm starting for myself. Or I've been doing it for a little while now. But if we find a routine because when we think of especially in the morning, we're starting our day, it's time to reprogram our day.
Yeah.
And reprogram, because it's almost like we have to reprogram each day a little bit from what happened during the week, like you said, or the month, or the kids are getting more crazy because of the warm weather versus school's ending, all that kind of stuff. So.
Well, right, and I think one of the worst things we can do is start a new day dwelling on the crap that happened the day before,
right.
Which So I think it's going to be beneficial if all of mankind takes a couple of hours in the morning before they tune into what is going on with the rest of the world. They should figure out what's going on internally. Yeah.
So I think when we for me, like also like the ritual is changing right now just due to time, and my time is way more open. So, and a part of what I feel has been blocking me is like the busy schedule, like you said. So, working 40 hours a week. This class is like pretty much full time that I'm in, and I felt like I wasn't really moving, and so you know. So you have another ritual on Tuesdays where you are pretty consistent with going to yoga.
Yep.
And then, so that's a ritual as well. And because the ritual doesn't have to be the same thing from day to day. It can change with the season. It can it can change by the day. But if we have something that's like that we know is going to help stabilize us for the day, also to regenerate like our day and our energy for the day, not carrying energy from the day before, the month before, the week before, and just start fresh and stable. And then also when we think of the end of the day, because I talk about doing it in the morning and in the evening, a time to let go of the day and find that kind of peace and quiet, and to spend some time like quieting the mind so that we can rest without like. How often do you maybe lay in bed for like an hour or two before you fall asleep?
A lot.
So, if we develop, and so we're going to do some free writing on this stuff to maybe help everyone out there, maybe to help you, like, to find like trade-offs, maybe is a way to put it. Because if we can release stuff from the day and just really become quiet, because what's going on when we sleep?
We're, if you're lucky, releasing some DMT and going into dreamland.
Yeah, and what else is happening when we sleep?
We're resetting, we're repairing, we're healing.
We have new cells that are coming to life as well that we can, like in the morning, that we can also direct towards healing or helping anything that may be diseased or anything in the body. And really making sure that our body's obtaining, we're getting that rest. Because it's so essential regardless of how busy we are. But I think maybe we'll take today to kind of maybe restructure a little bit.
When I went to wellness coaching school, they called it sleep hygiene.
Yeah.
So just that, like, how do you take care of yourself to prepare for the ritual of going to sleep? Which in a way, that's the one thing we pretty much should do. Most of us do every day. So turning even those basic like biological processes into more of a little mini ritual for yourself, I think is fabulous, because it's another way to show the universe that you have love and gratitude for the vessel that you've been given. So I love that.
And, with that being said too, the vessel that we have, a lot of what you hear me talk about too is like feeling and going inward, right? And so, like with the breath and like with our emotional mind, our mental mind, as we link that into the body and how our body's reacting, the ritual can really, I think that's part of being stable. And when we can start to explore, like if I touch this right here and just focus on how that feels, I don't have to identify that I'm touching something or a corner or an edge. It can just dive into sensation. So I think as we're starting to explore how to set ourselves free, simplicity and doing stuff in tiny doses, like we've been talking about a lot lately. Anyways, you want to get started?
Yeah, so we're going to start with the writing.
Yeah, no, we're not going to start with the writing, but if everyone can just find like a nice comfortable position, have some paper and pen available to you. Okay, everyone just left the room here.
I'm right here.
Everyone's running away. So I'm just going to invite everyone just to make themselves comfortable. Laying down, sitting up, whatever is correct for you today. So just for everyone, did I do it?
Behind that piece of art, there's a light switch. Yep, pull a piece of art out from the wall a little bit. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I never knew that was there. Huh. The things you learn. Alright, so let's just take a moment and just connect with your breath for a moment. Maybe let out a nice sigh. Or just a nice release. Just to help drop you into the present moment. And just tune into the breath. And any thoughts or emotions or anything arising within the mind, I just invite you at this time to bring it right into your breath. And just circulate whatever it is. Just bring it into the breath. Let it circulate through the body and just go into sensation, into feeling, and how you're feeling. So as we were talking about with rituals, rituals can be so many different things. It can be just the fact of getting like a little bit of fresh air, opening up a window, instead of breathing in the air that's boxed in our homes. It can be that breathing for 5 or 10 minutes. Sitting quietly without technology with your morning coffee. And just begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just tuning into the breath, into the body. And just do a little scan real quick of just how are you feeling today. Breathe into what feels good or what doesn't serve you. And then just breathe it out of the body. Disperse it out to the universe. Spread it out through the whole body. No need to have it knotted up or centralized. And just allow for this nose breath, exhale through the mouth, just to become in touch with the body and how you're feeling. To drop you a little bit deeper into this moment, into the now. And just discovering this breath, breathing into the stomach, maybe even drawing the air into the stomach and then into the rib cage and allow for that to expand the chest cavity, the heart center. So inhaling to the stomach and then just draw up through the ribs, expand the rib cage, and then exhale through the mouth. And so I invite you we're going to write about 2 different things here. And in a moment, I'm just going to invite you to bring your awareness to how you start your day and how you end your day. And as you're breathing, I would like you just to concentrate on what do you feel does not serve you? Maybe having a lot of lights on instead of candles. Maybe too much computer, TV, phone time. Maybe doing what Sandy mentioned before, like, turning the phone off so that people can't call us or contact us. So what do you feel for yourself that you might be able to change or take away in order to actually help line yourself up, become more stable, balanced neurologically to start your day and to end the day? So just sit with that for a moment. Just sit with it as you breathe in through the nose. And just, acknowledge any thoughts that are coming up. You don't need to sit with any one thing. Just allow for a flow here of things to arise. And just breathe it in. Just breathe it in. Don't think. Don't force it. Just allow for stuff to come up naturally. And we're going to take one little breath. Nice big inhale all the way up to the crown, and we're going to hold. And then whenever you're ready, you're just going to exhale that out. And then I'm going to invite you just to gently sit up. And then we're going to free write what changes or things can you maybe take away from the end of your day or the beginning of your day that maybe don't serve you. Like how is it that you start everything? So just free write out things that maybe you can change or delete from your morning or evening. And let's just we'll take about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes here to write this out. And again, just let the flow come. For me, a new routine is starting to swim a little bit. Sitting in hot tubs and saunas. Starting to take care of myself a little bit more. So I'm deleting morning technology. Just about one more minute here. And then when you're done with this next sentence, and this is something that you can always come back to as well, And I'm just going to invite you just to either sit or lay back down and just tune into your breath one more time. Let's just go to a nice relaxed nose breath for a moment, breathing in and out through the nose into the stomach. You can continue to breathe into the stomach and expand the chest as well, or just into the stomach, whatever is feeling correct for you. And just let everything that you just wrote, just let it all go. And just fall back into this breath. So I'll just share a little bit about my routine. So this one's been with me for a while. I just get up, I like a cup of coffee in the morning. So I just make that, just do some movement things, maybe moving some stuff around. And then once I have it made and ready, I just sit in quietness and enjoy it. When I'm done with that, I do a little bit of energy work. So I do with my hands, I just create the heart energy. I kind of focus in on the heart and just expand that energy out around me. And then I start moving it. I do a particular cleansing of the energy before I start the day. I do some tapping on the chest, on the throat, the mouth, around the eyes, third eye, crown. And I'm just waking up these centers, and I'm also doing intention setting with these centers, like how I'm going to speak today from the heart. The third eye is the knowing, the intuition, right? So I'm tapping that, saying that intention that I'm going to come at each event, each moment today with that knowing, and allow for that intuitive sense of me to come alive. And you can just, I'll be like, I'm coming from the heart, and I'll do this with my hands where I'm kind of drawing the energy out from here and from the throat. I'll place my left hand on a tree and just invite the knowledge of the earth in, and I'll breathe that in for a moment. That's a little bit of what I do. And it's just something that works for me. I do a little bit of Kundalini work as well. I do some spinning and a couple other small things. Manifesting. Once I'm really quiet and in a stable energy of self, this is where I manifest. And I'm really starting to dive into this much, much deeper right now. I've always done it in a very general way, but right now I'm at a point in my journey where I just need to really take that to a different level. Just to become that magnet for everything that I want to create right now. And put it out to the universe. Put it out there, live that energy, bring it back in, become that magnet. So as you're breathing in and out through the nose, what do you feel you would like to learn or explore, or different options for things that you could bring in to start or end your day, like some new rituals? Is there something you're interested in learning more about to add to the day? Is there stuff that you're just not doing that you would like to bring in? Um, just allow for those thoughts to continue to rise. Breathe into it. And now let's just take one nice big inhale in through the nose, up to the crown. Hold it. And when you're ready, just let it exhale out through the mouth. And then I'm just going to invite you to sit up for a couple more minutes and write out a routine, a ritual that you would like to maybe start developing. And it doesn't have to be the same thing every day. You know, if you go into yoga on certain days of the week, that's a beautiful ritual. But you can just make whatever is coming alive for you, or things that you may be interested in learning. Maybe there's just something you've heard or read about that you just don't, maybe you want to seek some more information. So we're just going to take 2 or 3 minutes here and just write about what type of ritual do you see yourself maybe being able to bring into the day and end it. That rewiring so that we're not carrying the past into this moment. Or stressing about next week. Just to help us line up and become present. Just about 1 more minute. And then when you're done writing whatever you're writing out, I'm just going to invite you to lay back down for a moment. And just tune back into your breath in any way that works for you, any type of breathing, whatever. Just feel the body, allow for the body to communicate to you for a moment, and just release everything that you just did, and just tune back into the breath for a moment. Allow for the tuning of the breath to drop you in to the body and how you're feeling right now. How are you feeling? How is the body letting you know that it is alive right now in this moment? As we just become aware of the sensations of the heart becoming soft, the eyes becoming soft, the body becoming just soft and melting into the floor, melting into the chair that you may be sitting on. And just tune in to the awareness of just being present right now. Let everything go. And allow for the body to soften. And a very gentle breath here. We're just going to do a circular breath with the mouth. Just a little sip of air with a long exhale, the conscious connected breath for a moment. And just a very gentle breath with this. Just nice and soft, breathing in and out through the mouth. Really like it, just a quick little sip of air, maybe a 2 or 3 count. Let it out for 4 to 6. Nice circular breath, trying not to pause. And just allow for yourself to drop into this breath for a moment. And just feel the sensations of this breath. And as you're falling into this breath, I'm going to invite you to imagine yourself starting the day off with no ritual, just getting up out of bed and just going right at it. Or maybe like what's been normal for you most of your life. Even if you have a ritual now, to go back. And I'm just going to invite you to feel in your body, to really feel how this feels energetically. Is it bringing up anxiousness, hyperness, the inability to really focus our thoughts? Are we very jumpy? Are we losing our keys? Are we losing stuff and can't find things? All small little signs of that we're not really tuned in. And just become aware of how the body reacts to this type of start to the day. And just tuning into that awareness. Beginning to understand how our body is feeling and functioning with the choices that we make each day. Really tuning into this just for another minute or two. Staying with the breath into the stomach and then out through the mouth. Just nice and gentle with this breath. and just feel the energy. And now just to let that energy go and really breathe it out. Nice, good exhale. Just let it all out. Just breathe anyway. Take a break with the breath and just release everything. Allowing for yourself just to drop back into the moment again. And just release all those feelings, all those energies that may not really serve you at the beginning of your day. And just let it all go. Let it all go. Tune back into the breath. And then tune back into that conscious connected breath for a moment. Nice and gentle. Quick sip of air. Long exhale, breathing into the stomach. Circular breath. And now let's go to the next page. You have a nice little routine that's starting to develop, creating some more stabilized body, balanced neurological system, quietness within the mind, within the body. How does this feel as you begin your day when we take a few moments and just breathe in how it feels when we take a little bit of time for ourselves, develop a routine that can be changing. It doesn't have to be the same every day. There's many different ways to develop a routine and tune into nature, into self, into our higher self, and how we're going to speak. Be compassionate today, loving, speaking words of wisdom, of knowing, guidance, being that mother to ourselves, maybe helping to bring in that feminine energy and masculine energy. It's so beautiful to have a balance between the two as we shift through the day. Feminine energy coming from the heart, masculine energy coming from the earth. And how is this feeling different? Does it feel more beautiful? Does the body feel more alive, alert, maybe more awake, tuned in? Higher sense of awareness, maybe more relaxed. Maybe the tiny little things that irritate us aren't so irritating. But really just tune in to how this feels within you, within the body. Now I'm just going to invite you to nice deep breath in through the nose, up to the crown, hold, and then exhale everything out through the mouth, dropping you back into this present moment. And just really release it, and then just breathe in any way the body's communicating to you. And just listen to the body. Become in tune. We spend so much time hearing everything out and around us. How about if we simply even bring a routine of just listening inward instead of always listening outward? Listening inside the body, really hear what the body is communicating to us, because the body is always communicating to us, whether we want to hear it or not, or we just avoid it, or we don't know how to listen or to quiet down and hear it. Gently bring yourself back into the space that you lay or sit upon. Begin to wiggle, begin to move, begin to shake, roll your head, stretch. Remember that movement is so essential. It's a part of breath work, it's a part of breathing, it's a part of shifting the energies in the body around, and just kind of it helps to bring that stabilization in alignment, more attuned. And then just reacquaint yourself with the space around you, the safety of the space around you, the safety of being within your own body as we get ready to move on with our days, the safety of being within our own mind, and trusting what comes up for your day today. Just enjoy the silence for a moment. Just be nice and quiet. As you move or stretch in silence. And then as you're kind of bringing yourself back, we do have 2 people in the house, so I'll open it up if you guys want to speak at all on that experience or any questions or what you're feeling, what's alive for you with this, thinking of rituals. It's definitely very alive with me as I'm kind of redeveloping and changing this for myself right now.
Hi.
Morning. Grand rising.
Hello. Well, I'm always amazed at when I do this how much physical blockage comes out because I have had such a struggle with my sinuses my whole life, for 30 years. Just as far as ritual goes, it's funny because starting this people's congregation, it's kind of challenged me to be outside of my comfort zone because if you don't grow up, say with consistent church or consistent, service or whatever, then it's almost like as you try to develop rituals, you're like, am I doing it right? Is it but what I've learned is as long as it is right to you and it feels right to you, that you just have to let go of expectations, right? And I think also thinking about how simple things about how you prepare your morning drink. can become a ritual. You know, it's not like I think I was putting like a little bit too much pressure on myself that like once you use the word ritual or ceremony, it all of a sudden it has to be done a certain way.
Yeah.
If you forget to call in the four corners, oh my God, it's not going to work or something, right? And you know, and also like having that authenticity to not have to copy like a ritual that you've experienced or been in, and that takes courage for a lot of people, because if you've only ever experienced the same type of ritual, say through a certain denominational church or whatever, and then once you have the realization that you want to break free from it, a lot of people have guilt, you know, or shame or whatever, feeling like they need more. So I'm here to say you need more, and that's okay.
and I love, you know, what you were saying too, just about it can be really anything. You know, like I even said in the beginning, just opening up the windows and letting a little morning fresh air in. You know, it doesn't have to be. It can be whatever serves you. And we're all so different, so we all have different needs, and that exploration of what works for me may not really work for you.
And it might not work for me tomorrow.
And yeah, exactly, and what you did today may not. You may be in a different spot tomorrow. So I think it's also for me, it's about having different tools in the bag again, and things that I can just draw upon, and maybe my body's like, you need this today, okay, and being able to hear that.
Yeah, and having grace with yourself for having to change or pivot and say, wait, actually, this isn't working, and that's okay too.
Absolutely.
You know, this is working for me though quite well. This ritual of Rise Up breath work every week on Tuesday, and just so you know, like we're gonna kind of shift a little bit in the summer. Matt and I will be still doing this. Hopefully Matt will be here. I will be God knows where, but I will be beaming in, thankfully for this, because of this technology. And we will continue on Wednesday to do our midweek reset with Anna. And I'm calling in and manifesting major donors. And so when I get back, I feel that by the fall, I'm going to go out there and say it. I'm hoping we have 5 days a week of programming. That will be, you know, an offering that hopefully we can keep free for the community. Yeah. So that's what I'm calling in. More money. Sorry. To share, of course.
Well, like, I think it's, you know, like when you think of money, like my relationship with money my whole life was bad. And I was super negative with it. And now, and I was very against it. But now it's just like developing a relationship with it and actually having an intention with it to do good with it. And I think, you know, like your intention, like the money's not really so you can go buy 5 homes or whatever. It's really just about how are we going to use this to serve. Mm-hmm. And, you know, obviously we need to take care of your needs and our own individual needs, but at the same time, how is it that we can use it to really serve everyone out there at a greater? So I think that intention is always beautiful.
Yeah, you have to think of it like a game, I think. That's how I always think of money. It's like a game. It's like you can always make more, right? Well, this has been awesome. Yeah, I don't even know how to end it. I guess everybody be safe out there this Memorial Day weekend. Don't do anything too crazy. And then join us back the following Friday. Again, I forgot to look at the calendar to see. Is it your night? Are you leading that first Friday
back? I think
back?
Sarah's doing it again.
Is Sarah doing it again?
So
just so you know, the Integrated Recovery Practices group on Friday night was sort of born out of a need to bridge the recovery community and the wellness community and the cannabis community and the plant loving humans of earth who realize that like a lot of these substances don't qualify as like a drug, and they're not addictive, and they're amazing for personal growth and self-healing. And we are just a space where you can come and ask questions about it. And if you've experienced a ceremony and you don't know how to process it, I'm your girl. That's kind of what our intention is here, is to sort of just like inspire people to go their own way, but then also to have a place to come home to share sort of all of the insights and everything like that. So check us out, 63 Washington Street. A week from Saturday, we will resume Soul Saturday at high noon. I love you all.